Oh my god, that's a double battle. I just have nothing for paralysis. It's crazy. Nah, I just don't risk it. Full heal? I know, but I just shouldn't use one of my full heals here. All right, chat, y'all ready? Okay, every concern you have with the Ironmon and my possible cheating, I want you to now direct to the creator. Should I wait I ate your pie till I beat Victory Road? All right, I'll call you right after. But we're going to call the creator of the Ironmon after. We want you to suffer. We don't care. Bro, I slept on a freaking bed made of a freaking Snorlax plush at 29. Come on. That's pretty rough. It was pretty rough. It was pretty rough. I didn't sleep great, dude. Was it comfy? Kind of, to be honest, yeah. But, like, it was comfy for, like, an hour, not for 8. Like, hour 3, I woke up. And I was like, yeah, my hips is just touching the floor now. Did Snorlax Big Spoon? It wasn't like that. Don't tell me I have thunder hips. It's true I have thunder hips, but I feel weird when you tell me I have thunder hips.
Hey Ludwig, Markiplier here. Wouldn't it be funny if you gave me the more milk drink? Just kidding. But actually, that would be crazy, lol. But what if you did though?
That'd be crazy. This wasn't a trainer? What? Why didn't you guys tell me? I know you told me, but you said it with Capo. I don't think I'm allowed to pick up a Sacred Ash, right? Yeah. Someone was like, that trainer doesn't actually fight you, Kappa. And I was like, oh, fuck it. So it does fight me. All right, let's give a call.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me good?
Yeah, how about me?
Good. I'm gonna turn my music down.
I ate your pie. What do you like to go by? Is it 8 or I or maybe
yeah, pie's cool.
I?
Yeah, pie.
Pie,
Pie's
pie,
fine.
pie, pie, pie. Okay. Pie, hello.
Hey.
Okay. I'm doing an Ironmon. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah, I saw that.
So you invented that shit, eh?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I did. I mean, some of the early, so the one you're doing right now, the standard Ironmon, is like probably the closest to like more Nuzlocke-y stuff, I would say, as it gets like more stupid and more like RNG based. Like just like the first route, the mon that you see, or like whatever, one mon per route and stuff, very like Nuzlocke influence kind of stuff. But yeah.
Okay. So ultimately, through this conversation, I want to figure out why you came up with it. And I want you to tell me if I'm cheating.
You're not cheating. If you're using slacking, you're not cheating. That's so like the first Ironmon was very much like a beta test. So like the reason I came up with it was, I mean, I know you've done some Nuzlocks. Mm-hmm. And I am, I mean, you know, content creator. I've always felt like a lot of the Nuzlocke stuff is very cool, very like the math stuff, but it's not like really Twitch friendly. Like it's cool to sit and like calculate things for 3 hours, but like chat wants to see you play the game and chat wants to see you get fucked by bad luck.
They want to see you get fucked.
Ironmon was like, the idea behind it was like creating things that were like really clippable, so that when like something crazy happens, you can like immediately share it and like spread it, and it'd be really funny and completely sometimes out of your like you could do all the right things and still get owned. And so when Ironmon was made, like each harder difficulty was like finding the loopholes people would use to like make it easy and like close them and make it harder. So like slacking, for example, a ton of people when I made Ironmon were beating it with slacking because his BST is ridiculous. So he got banned immediately, and like certain mons past a certain level got banned immediately. Like things to where like you can't leave dungeons or gyms and heal every single time. Like an ultimate, you can't leave like a gym. Once you enter the gym, you have to finish it.
And this is the ultimate Ironmon rule set.
That's the ultimate. Yeah, you're doing standard. So ultimate, the big changes are it gets rid of some of the big strong mons like slacking. When you go into a gym, like I've been keeping your stream up on my second monitor, but like seeing you go into a gym,
most people have it on second.
Any risk, leave, heal, go back in. Like those were things we tried to fix with more rule sets and stuff like that. So you're basically saying because I didn't know anything outside of like I played basketball every weekend with Point Crow, and he would come in, and every week we would all be like, "What's the update?" And he'd be like, "Still no W," and that happened for actually 1 full year. And so then I was like, well, I want to try a babier version because I know he's not only better than me at Pokemon, but he also did it in like an insanely long amount of time. So I have a week. So are you telling me I accidentally stumbled on what the most OP Pokemon or strat is? Oh yeah, absolutely. Like slacking, like the people would get a slacking, and then you have a stab move in Dizzy Punch, so like 50% more damage, and so you have way more opportunities to roll like a good spread. So like when you have 670, right, versus like an average mon that's going to have like 480, you have like 60%, 70% like better odds of just getting a stat spread in a really good spot like attack and speed, and then just crushing everything. We also changed, so like one thing about standard, and this gets changed with the randomizer program, whereas like all of the mons have their normal growth rate, so they get XP based on like how, like I think slacking is slow or whatever, but he has a chance to like really ramp up to where he's getting better XP rates for his levels. We changed it to where they're all the same, so everybody gets the same XP per level, and it's like really early on you get fast XP, and then it slows down really fast to where like you'll typically be like level 87, 86, 88 going into Elite Four, and you're like 94 right now or something like that. So there's like a huge 7 level difference just in that alone too.
So the goal is to basically go into Elite Four in terms of these tweaks, and then have it maybe, even if you had a great Pokemon, barely work because you're going to be slightly under leveled compared to like the 95s that are there.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, with Point Grow and stuff is like a great example. He had like 4 or 5 mons that were like insane, really on. I wouldn't say on the level of the slacking because the slacking's just nuts.
He's the goat.
But he would get there, and then he would play perfectly well, and the game would be like no, and you would lose. And again, a lot of that. I mean, it was never meant to be. It's so funny because there was some people were complaining it's too luck based, it's too like, but that's kind of the point. It was never meant to be just like a pure skill expression, because I think people like to see, like, I want it to be a situation to where at any point you can lose the run to something that's bullshit and it's just hilarious and your chat loves it and it gets you pissed off and makes you want to like run it back and work it back to that same spot again, because
so
that's what
kind
content
of evil then.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Basically been a foil. They've created this highest skill expression level way to play Pokemon in Kaizo Nuzlocke. And you thought, what is the way that even if you're the greatest gamer in the world, you've meticulously thought everything out, you just die to some freaking Destiny Bond Sunkern that you ran into. And then it's just GG.
Absolutely. Because that's what, like, again, at the end of the day, like, I always tell people this, because it took me almost 8,000 attempts to beat Kaizo. A ton of people beat it before I did. Like, just because we have a huge community. There's like, I think, gosh, there's probably like close to 60, 70,000 in our Discord.
What?
But, yeah, we have a huge Discord community. And it's, if any of your viewers are like interested in trying it themselves, the Discord, we have some like really awesome people in the community that are like super helpful in getting it set up. And yeah, we have like a ginormous community that plays. It's like kind of been like just like growing exponentially just all the time. But yeah, like that's kind of the cool part of it, is that it's like it's just an ongoing community. It took me 8,000 attempts, and I basically lost runs to like anything you can think of. And that's the fun of it, right? Like, it always, from my perspective, when I was putting this together, because I would say like 4 years ago, I wasn't a Pokemon guy at all. I barely played the games growing up, and I kind of got into them recently. As a content creator, I'm always trying to look for an area to where there's like a need, and like meeting it to like stand out and grow. And Ironmon was one of those things where I was like, I want to create something I think that makes good content and doesn't necessarily showcase me as like this super smart Pokemon guy, but just creates good content and makes it interesting and an opportunity to like grow. And that's kind of what Ironmon turned into. Like, again, it's absolutely blown up since then.
So we're the same. We're both bad at Pokemon. Do you have any children?
I have no children.
Me
I have
and
a
you
dog.
got no kids. We both got a dog. We're both bad at Pokemon. We both do it for the people at the end of the day. That's what we're doing. If we're doing it for you, we're doing it for chat. How long so Ironmon came, then Ultimate Ironmon came, then Kaizo Ironmon came. How long did it take for you to just do the regular Ironmon? Do you remember?
Original Ironmon. So original Ironmon, I beat with a legendary myself as well. That was like that was a Salamence. It took me like, I think 80 tries. So if you beat it in 50, you beat it faster than I did. So you were better in Pokemon than I am. Ultimate took me,
your words,
a few hundred tries. But again, I beat that one with a Metagross. You could still use Mons like 600 BST Mons at that point. And then again, it went from 800 to Kaizo, which took me 8,000. And then we have Super Kaizo, which is literally just like completely like pulling the lever on a slot machine. And nobody has beaten that one yet on stream. That one's been out for
which one?
9 months. A bunch of people have like 15,000 attempts, 10,000 attempts. We actually just had somebody that made it to Elite Four today and lost.
Wait, which one is this one? Sorry.
Super. That's the one.
Kaizo. Okay.
Yeah, and that one, the big change in that one is you take like the big progression from Ironmon to Ultimate was going from like, you could catch as many Mons as you wanted to. Ultimate was you could catch up to 6. Kaizo was you could have 1 Pokemon, and that was it. And then Super Kaizo was you could roll your one really good Mon, and then you get to the Safari Zone, and then you have to swap that Mon off. And then you have to get a Mon in the Safari, basically start the entire pivoting process from scratch. And that's
you
what
gotta
I've been
go
running
Naruto
right
to Boruto midway through your run and have a whole new protagonist that nobody cares about.
And then you baton pass it off. You give them the old 7, and then you have to start from scratch. Yeah.
Wow. So okay, and then people are gonna start beating this, and then you're gonna go what? We're doing the naming convention of Nintendo at this point. We're gonna go Super Kaizo Plus. And then now, actually, your Pokemon has to be a love disc. It must be a love disc now. Like, I guess that's it, right? It's like, how deep can you go until you've truly just beaten this game with the worst odds stacked against you? Is that right?
I think, yeah. I mean, at this point, there's really not much other things that I think I want to do in terms of like making something quote unquote harder. I have some ideas of doing a rule set that's really hard around having 6 Pokemon, to where you have to use, like, you're literally forced to use your team. And because you're forced to use your team, it is harder, but it's not like harder than what I'm doing right now with Super Kaizo, if that makes sense. Like, the balance of where it's a little bit more closer to that Nuzlocke feel of like, you've got 6 Mons that are, because you're right with Nuzlocke. That was another thing with Nuzlocke. Again, this is where it came from, a perspective of like, I don't think this is great stream content, is like in a Nuzlocke, you're grinding for hours, beating up level 5s to get like the perfect EVs or whatever. You're grinding and beating up the Mons to get the XP. One of the big things in Ironmon was you can't, outside of 1 Mon per route, you can only get the XP off of the trainers that you have. So it's like a limited resource, right? That's always been the idea. How can I continue to eliminate and like limit the resources? So you can't buy items from a shop. You can only use the items that you find, right? It's kind of like a roguelike to some degree, in the sense that every run is new, and I have to use with what the game gives me, and there's no guarantees, and I have to adapt based on the resources that the game gives me each and every run, right? It's different every single time. I think is another big reason.
You a gambler?
Oh yeah, I'm a big poker guy.
Okay. All right, me
And
too.
I'm a big. I've been around. I mean, obviously, I've known you for a long time from the melee scene. I know a decent amount of the SoCal guys. Played a lot from SoCal area. Go there every now and then.
You ever play poker with hugs?
I have not played
Free money.
poker with hugs.
Free money if it comes up.
But it's very gambly. Yeah, it's very pokery, right?
Yes.
You make the best decision you can based on your odds, and then even if you make the right call, you still lose.
Okay. All right. And I mean, I guess it's still, you've seen where I am.
Yeah.
Is this a walk in the park? Is this just like mini golf at this point? Am I just tapping it in?
I think I would say you've got about, I'd say like a 75% chance, but I don't know. I mean, your items are low. You've got a decent set of moves. I don't know what your PP situation is like. I don't know. Do you have a lot of items to restore your moves?
Small. No, I don't got a lot of, I got an ether, maybe 2. PP game's bad right now.
I would say you've got the thing you got to watch out for is this is the thing, because you've kind of just one shot everything. You haven't got to see the kind of bullshit that can happen on Perish Song. So if like a mon is really fast and just drops Perish Song on the first mon, they're all 6 Pokemon trainers and whatnot, you just lose. If you get like countered after you punch something and you don't kill it, you're probably dead. If something is faster and uses Destiny Bond, you're probably dead. Explosion, you know about that one, probably dead. So there's a lot of things that can happen that are like, again, put in there specifically so you lose.
Well, thanks for that. I'm excited to not see that. I'll be honest. I would love to just beat this, man. I would love to beat it. Why is it always fire red and leaf green?
Yeah, so for me, like, so the community, like I said, we've got about like 70,000 to 100,000 people in the Discord, and they play all the games. So you can go to any directory for the most part. Fire Red, Hard Gold, Soul Silver, Gen 5, Gen 6. I don't see much of Gen 8 and Gen 9, but basically anything that has a randomizer and people are doing attempts. And like there's small changes based on which ones you do. The main reason why I always come back to Fire Red, Leaf Green is I think from a package perspective, it's the one that, again, I always try to make a big thing is like I want to make it easier for the viewer, and everybody knows Kanto. So it's just a lot easier for somebody who like is surfing Twitch and they see, oh, somebody's got like X amount of viewers playing Fire Red. What's going on? I know that game. They can hop in. They can be like, oh, I'm very familiar with these Pokemon. I'm very familiar with like where he's at in the game. Easy to jump in and
because we all know Kanto,
right? It's just easier to market. It's way easier to pull somebody in. The further you go down the line in gens, the less people are likely to watch because of the nostalgia. So a lot of it's just a big nostalgia thing for me.
Okay.
Also, like the lab is very fast in Gen 3. You're in, you're out. Like it's right away. Some of the other ones, it takes like 5 minutes just to get to that lab battle.
Right, and that is like most of your runs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, any words of wisdom before I tackle the Elite Four?
So the big thing for me, I would suggest, is that you can teach HMs. I don't know if you knew that. You can give it strength. I would keep that in mind for PP management. If you run out of Dizzy Punch, teach it strength possibly. I saw you were looking at Milk Drink. That's a possibility if you run out of heals. And yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is I would just like take your time, think about spots where you could potentially heal. And I don't know. I think, like I said, you've got a really good Mon. I think you've got decent coverage. I think you're just going to have to be careful with running out of moves and whatnot.
Okay. All right, Pod.
So I just want to say thanks, dude, for just having me on for a few minutes and again, playing this. Like the entire community has been talking about it. They've been extremely pumped to see somebody of your stature stream it and give it, some light. And we love that you're doing it, and we hope you're having at least some level of fun. Like I said, this was very much the intro, very much the beta of the alpha, if you will, of what we were trying to do. Ultimate, and I'm sure you've heard of Kaizo 1,000 of times, especially from Point Crow and people coming in, is kind of like the one everybody points to as like the standard. But I'm glad you're having like fun, and it's been pretty cool.
I think it's a good time, and I hope I beat it, because if I don't, I won't be having a good time, to be honest. So what was the Discord again?
Oh, hold on. It's in the the rules thing that you've been linking every single time.
Oh, I see.
But,
Yeah. Oh yeah, Discord community. All
You
right.
gotta.
Well, Chad, if
I
anyone's trying to
highly
play,
recommend. Check it out.
all right, Pi. Appreciate you, and I'll see you on the other side. Yeah. Godspeed.
All right, man. Take it easy, dude. Good luck, man.
I feel motivated. I want to beat it, man. I don't want to dilly dally. I don't want to reset again.